What up, Tyler?
Hey, that was fun.
All right, so this is White Belt Diaries, but this is our, if you guys watch the video this far, this is our post-roll.
Post-training
Slash what?
Like that feeling of bliss you get in your head when you're done.
That little high.
It's like a runner's high.
Yeah. So, okay, so I'll give my little breakdown of Renzo Gracie's. One, everyone was super nice, really cool. Everyone greeted me like with respect, which you would expect at any gym. Like everyone was nice, everyone shook my hand, everyone introduced themselves. I do know how to conduct myself in a gym, so obviously that was a little bit smoother because I know how to bow and say hi and just that general respect. But other than that, you were my training partner today, and we even got a couple rolls in. Yeah,
we had a good time. We were training half guard sweeps, lasso sweep from half guard,
which I can't get my foot around. I'm not flexible enough.
There's some flexibility with that, but there's one from that knee shield you could try called a flower sweep.
Yeah,
which is very similar to.
I don't know what that
or a rainbow sweep is, I think, another name for it. It could be totally different.
Yeah.
But, so that's a good one. That's pretty similar, the same direction sweep, and then it's also very similar if you can kind of get your one foot on the outside of their knees, you can just do a scissor sweep.
Yeah. So let's talk about like let's talk about the bonding moment of it, right? So we alluded a little bit to that. Maybe I wouldn't have saw you on this LA trip if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, right? Because I got a packed schedule. I'm meeting clients.
We might have met up for coffee or something.
If that, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, just being honest.
Sure.
Like it would have been hard.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no medium in which to communicate.
Right. And now it's like you're stoked on jiu-jitsu. I'm stoked on jiu-jitsu. I want to roll. You want to roll. And so it's like, I think if you're ever passing through Utah, I'm going to be like, yo, come roll at my gym.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard from other people too that going to train at different gyms can be a real eye opener. You get to see how other gyms conduct themselves. Maybe you'll
either appreciate or depreciate your gym.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like a gauge.
Exactly, and I think it's cool to see how other schools teach the same moves.
Yeah, Molokai was really technical.
He's very technical.
So was Dwayne at Gracie Baja Sandy. And so I felt really at home because he was like this, right?
I like how he'll do it a couple times and go, okay, from another angle.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, this is a common thing. This would be wrong. I'll show you why it's wrong. Like,
did you feel weird when I called him over and was like, hey, coach? Were you like, okay, cool?
No, I always like doing that because that's what you're paying for.
I want to know.
Yeah.
But
literally paying for it.
I felt a little weird because I'm new and I know I'm not going to be back. But at the same time, I was like, dude, how come I can't get my foot over? I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
And he seemed cool. Like, he was like,
I tend to ask questions just because I feel like if you don't call them over, they're not paying one-on-one attention to you, you're getting the minimal amount of training. That your membership is already getting you into.
Let's talk about our roll.
Yeah, we had a pretty good roll. I think we did some half guard work.
I didn't get any taps. He got all the taps.
A couple.
He got a couple, which was good. I think if I was to post analysis I think what I thought I was gonna get and what I got was pretty much on par. Like I thought you would be athletic, I thought you'd be technical. I felt like you weren't going all out because we already said like let's do a light roll, but I could feel that if we did go, I feel like you'd be a difficult opponent, and meaning as a compliment, right? Like I feel like you'd be technical, you'd be strong, you'd be athletic.
I don't have a good stamina. This is one of my issues. My muscles get burned out. Especially in situations like half guard with a heavier guy, where it's just like I feel my muscles burning out. In half guard. I wonder
how much of that is physical and mental. Like what percent? Because there's got to be both. A little bit of that.
I would say probably both. I don't have great cardio. I don't work on it too much outside the gym.
Yeah, see, that's the problem, right? Like maybe get one of those Aerodyne bikes or something.
Something to just pick up the cardio a little bit.
Because you're already doing an activity, like you got to do something from home so you can just wake up and be like, dude, also, rowing machine?
Yeah, I could do something like that. But more than anything, I think just going for like a 4-mile run. It's pretty good. Well,
yeah, of course. That's road work, right? Like,
So that's kind of meditative too.
What was your analysis of the way that I moved in both training and when we rolled?
training is pretty good. I think we're both being inquisitive, and I like, you know, when you're able to talk to your partner and then be like, hey, like, did you feel like you were off balance, or tell me when you felt like, you know, I took your post out, and you were like truly off balance, or like,
because at one point you were struggling and I was like, I just don't feel it, and then you adjusted and I was like, that's it. Right. I think I gasped a little bit in class, and I was kind of embarrassed because like, whoa. And I hope nobody like.
But I think it's important to be communicative with your partner, because otherwise you're just faking it for them and you're not doing anybody any favors. So like communicating with your partner when it's working and when it's not working. It's nice too. You can say things like, hey, on this next one, put in like 10% more resistance.
Because you have to. Otherwise it doesn't make sense, right? Like,
you need to feel what that pressure is going to be like. And if like what you've been practicing is totally fake or not. If they're just giving it to you.
McDojo there. Which is not, because we're at Henzo's, but you need to know, right?
You gotta have a McDojo training partner.
Oh, that's
just
true.
like,
You can have a McDojo
just like,
training partner. Oh yeah. I think they get filtered out.
I think they don't enjoy themselves here.
Right. Okay, so what about our roll?
The roll is pretty good. Things are falling. Let's see, what do we do? I think I pulled guard on you a couple times. I went for a couple sweeps. I can't remember if I got any sweeps during our roll or not, but there's one time I just did a knee cut and moved into mount, and then from mount got a head and arm triangle. It's kind of a slow creeper. And then I think that was from a knee cut, and then was able to just get you in a couple top locks. And then was trying to move between triangle and arm bars. I think I got one arm bar on you when I got the legs leg over. And then I had one arm bar.
How did you? It's all about me, bro. How did you feel I moved? That's what I want to know. Like, because I want to use it as a learning experience. Like, were you like, oh man, like, what were your thoughts? Because it's all about me, bro. Not you.
So there's a couple of sweeps where you got your like kickstand out.
What's that? Oh,
like,
right.
Yeah, I was going for a scissor sweep. I think twice, and you're able to get your leg out, so it couldn't go. And then
like
I tried
basing out a little bit.
And then I tried to sweep out the other way, which was pretty successful. So your kickstand was successful.
That felt good.
Yeah, you were able to stabilize. You get your 3 points on the ground, like a spread out, so you're strong.
The only problem is like, I think my legs are good, but I'm always pushing.
You were overreaching.
Always. Dude.
And you're trying to attack cross collar chokes from guard, from in my guard, which is
stupid.
You can get it sometimes, is the thing, especially if you're a bigger guy.
But I'm not supposed to.
You're not supposed to do that. Because what you do is you, like, please take my arms away from me.
I even made a conscious point while we were rolling where I was trying to get out and I couldn't. And I know that you're not supposed to do that, but I've had a little bit of success of just frustrating the person by doing that, right?
It is a little frustrating.
And then that's why I did it. And even in my head, I was like, oh, I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do because I'm trying to survive.
But then I was able, I think because your arms were out and you weren't defending, that's when I actually cross-collared you.
Yeah. And then I was like, fuck you, I'm going to go for cross-collar. Yeah. And then like, because I was like, I know what this is, and I was like, let's play who could get it kind of first.
But I was able to keep a little distance from you using the knee shield. So you were
actually your knee shield is really good.
That's almost my 0-0 position. I think when we first started, I was trying to enter from butterfly. You weren't having any of that though. I don't know if you noticed me.
What?
When I was first scooting in, I was trying to get my feet.
You know why? Because there's a guy in my school who's like the king at that, and he's just destroyed me. And then finally I was like, dude, all right, tell me the
butterfly
defense. And that's like to collapse your legs in and then try to get them over.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to. I wasn't successful, but it was able to finish,
like a leg drag.
You off.
Like a leg drag, essentially,
I guess,
and then you can move pretty easily into a side control or something like that. But yeah, I was unsuccessful with the butterfly position, so you're able to take care of that pretty quick.
And like, I guess for people who are like just really learning, like, okay, so yeah, you tapped me out multiple times, but I'll say like I feel like this role was successful for me. Right? Because it was things that I've learned and I've like little wins for me, not from you. Like I didn't take anything from you, but it was like, oh, I defended this little thing. Oh, I was able to triangulate my base, right? And so like those are just as rewarding as a tap. You know what I mean?
And there was little things
maybe
too,
not
because
as rewarding, but pretty rewarding.
still though, like you'll get little things, and like something I noticed with you is I moved to an armbar from guard, and I was trying to get the sweep, and I noticed my leg, you're supposed to point your feet out. You're supposed to point your feet out.
Oh, okay.
And like point your feet in the direction where you want the sweep to go. And I noticed I couldn't get the sweep. I had my feet over, and you were starting to posture up and start to like smash me. And then I know, I was like, shit, point your feet. And then you went right over. And so it's just like
your adjustment.
It was my little adjustment. You didn't do anything different. Because you were still posturing up, and I think if I hadn't have done anything, you would have continued and like broken past it.
Every time I hear smash, I think SMESH, like
Khabib's like
smash.
I smash him.
Smash. And like smashing is like okay, but you don't want to rely on it, right? Like you could use it for transition, but like let's say I didn't, but let's say for some reason I was able to use my weight and just smash you. Like that would be lame, right? Like you'd be like, come on, bro.
I'm curious though, when we were doing those half guard drills today, when we were doing the positional rounds, I did attempt to put some cross collar.
It felt good.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I wanted to say good top pressure.
Yeah, I was trying to just put it in the right spot. Yeah. And then like I had the back of your gi.
Yeah.
And so I was holding you down.
Yeah.
And then my shoulder just kind of across the jaw.
Yeah.
And I was putting probably 60 to 80% pressure.
I felt it. Yeah. And I'm really used to that. Like when I first started, like I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, I know exactly what he's doing. And I felt like I knew that it was just going to be transitional and we were just doing drills. So I kind of just gave it to you. But I didn't panic. Earlier, if we were doing drills and you did it, I would have panicked and be like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, and now I was just like, okay, that's cool. I get what you're doing. And that's, I think what you're supposed to do is like, let me see what this looks like with a little bit of pressure. But my, not critique, but just analysis of what you did. Like it felt solid. Like, so I vary between 205 and 198. I weighed this morning, and you weigh
155.
155. So there's a weight difference, and like he felt like heavy.
Yeah.
You know? And it doesn't take a lot.
No, I think I've had a few people just give me little tips on how to really isolate the weight into one area. And you can make all 150 pounds of me here.
And I'm wondering if there's also 155 pounds plus if you're like putting weight into it too, right? You know what I mean? Like kicking off the mat down.
Yeah, you kind of can. I mean, I'm kind of teetering.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I'm trying to put highest percentage of my body weight into one point. All
right, well, we're here at Zanku Chicken. I'm hungry. I'm sure our food's sitting there waiting
famished, man. Famished.
White Belt Diaries, we out?
Peace out.
All right, man.